Hello friends. Well, today's topic is very interesting because 80% of you who are listening to this video tutorial right now will relate to this particular topic, which is finding your life's purpose. Well, how many times have you felt in this way that you are running in this rat race in the world, doing your daily task, your daily course, but not realizing whether this is what you were meant to do? Well, if you are somebody who feels like this, I would really urge you to watch out for the tips and techniques which we are going to share in this particular video. Let's get started. Well, on the agenda today, we will find out explaining the significance of finding what is your purpose in life. We will also talk about identifying the signs that you are not living a purposeful life and what are the tricks and techniques to find the actual purpose of your life. Well, the significance or the importance of finding your life's purpose is so important because there are two great days in your life, the day you were born and the day wherein you find out what exactly you're meant to do. And if you don't know what you're meant to do and what is your future looking like, all the tasks that you do in your day-to-day life are serving no purpose to you. So it's hence very important and imperative to find out what exactly is your purpose in life. Otherwise, you feel like you're living a life, but it has zero or an empty purpose. Well, there's a beautiful quote which is said by Mr. Robin Sharma, one of the greatest all-time motivator, and he says this: "The purpose of life is a life of purpose." And hence, my urge to all of you is do go and find out what exactly is your life's purpose. Passion plus daily action is equal to a purposeful life. When you know what you are meant to do, what you are finding is your passion. Passion is something that you would do for free, something that really instigates you to get out of your comfort zone, do things that you love to do and you enjoy doing, even if nobody is paying you money for it. That is what our passion is. And when you combine that with your daily actions of doing the things that you love to do, when you do it daily, that is what is a purposeful life. What are the signs that tell you that you are not living a life which is of purpose to you? Let's take a look at that. When you don't wake up excited in the morning, when you feel you're getting up with this low feeling, saying that you don't want to get up and go for work or go for college, something which is really not motivating you enough is what you wake up feeling dull in the morning. You have either a very high or a very low. You experience a lot of mood swings. Either you feel really good or on the extreme you feel really low. Your life isn't entirely fulfilling you anymore. That's one of the signs. You're surrounded by people who are constantly bringing you down. When you're surrounded by people who are negative talkers, who are pessimists in their life, they rub on to you. It's like saying that somebody wants to keep putting you down. Whatever you do with however much energy, there's always that one person who keeps telling you, you know what, it's all crap and whatever you're doing is of no use. You feel let down, right? And that is why, or that is what you should really be away from, such negative talkers. So friends, these are the signs which tell you you are not living a life of purpose. You're ignoring your dreams because you're scared to move on, and you keep putting away your dreams, what you really meant to do, because you feel that you're not going to move on any which ways. You're working in a job which depletes you of energy. How many of us are doing that? We go for our job, but we feel at the end of the day, we are depleted of all the energy. Instead of feeling good about going for work, we feel dull about going for work, or rather we feel all loss of energy by the end of the day. You feel stuck in the rat race, but you don't really know what your next step is going to be like. So do not run after all the money, the fame, the success. Find out what's really important for you. So life will always show you the carrot, but what you need to do is not look at the outer motivational things, but look for internal motivation. So let's take a look at what are the tricks, the techniques, the tips which I'm going to share with you on how to find your life's purpose. And they are: make your motivations intrinsic, live in integrity with your values, become comfortable with the feeling of uncomfortableness, Combine your strengths with your passion and avoid the trap of validation. Fear not, we're going to talk about all of these points in detail now. Let's look at the first one, which is make your motivation intrinsic. Now, there are two kinds of motivation. One is intrinsic, which is inborn, and the other one is extrinsic, which means from outside. If you really want to find your life's purpose, it's important to look for what motivates you from within. As I mentioned before some time back, life is always going to show you a carrot. People are always going to motivate you to go for fame, success, money and all of that. Well, I'm not saying it's not important. However, it's more important to look within you and try to find out what is that X factor which can make you really get out of your comfort zone and get into your challenging zone. When it comes to finding life's purpose, fulfilling your purpose in life, society sets up us for failure because it motivates us with extrinsic incentives. As I mentioned before, all the money, the fame, the good things in life are not going to be always there. Sometimes they will fade away, and that is when you will realize a feeling of emptiness within you. Let's make our motivation intrinsic, which means motivation, it's right within you. As I mentioned before, it's something that you relate to, any relationships or anything which, happiness, which is finding that you go ahead and do it for yourself. Don't do it for other people, do this for your own self. Take this action whenever you're feeling really low. So to remove this low feelings, focus on intrinsic intensive like relationships, contribution and your personal growth. Create a life purpose around them and you'll be super on purpose. And that's when you will realize that you are living a life of purpose because you are contributing to things which are internally making you happy rather than things which are showing you external happiness. Live in integrity with your values. Well, the best way to live a life full of purpose is to find out what are your values in life, what are these principles, and everything that you do needs to be in alignment with these values and principles. Because hence, what important is that if you don't live a life full of purpose, you are not living or being true to yourself, your values and your principles. So the best thing is get out of your comfort zone, reflect on what's really important to you. Once you know what's important to you and the more that you are in accordance with these values, the better you're going to feel about yourself. Well, become really comfortable with the feeling of uncomfortableness. Now, it's very important to understand we are very comfortable in our comfort zone. The moment somebody takes us out of our comfort zone, we feel uncomfortable. Well, it's okay to feel uncomfortable and you should really get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable because of the fact that when you get out of your comfort zone and become uncomfortable, we win life. So go out and get uncomfortable. Take this action the moment you start feeling any discomfort and despite the presence, go do what you need to do. The more you do that, the less uncomfortable you will feel in the future. Well, start doing it at least for 21 days and you make a habit out of things which you are not comfortable in. Combine your strengths with your passion. Now, a lot of times people tell us that we should focus on our strengths and work on our weaknesses. Well, I beg to differ over here. I really feel that you should work on your strength and give all your attention and focus to your strengths only. Whatever is the area of your weakness, I genuinely feel you should outsource that weakness to somebody else or give it away to somebody which doesn't really impact you in that big manner. The reason I say this is your passion and your strengths are really what is important in finding your life's purpose. If you focus on your weakness, you will get frustrated and irritated and you're not likely to live a life of purpose. Well, the next thing is to avoid the validation. From the moment we are born, we are living someone else's life. We have been told to behave in a particular way, do this, not do that by our parents, teachers, relatives, etc. Everything that we do in life is always motivated by things like pleasing somebody, either a parent, a teacher, or a family member. Well, what I would like to say is if you really want to find your life's purpose, you do not need to please anybody. You do not have to make anybody else happy but yourself happy. So go ahead and find your life's purpose by not giving a validation of that to anybody. Live your life the way you want to live. Well, to avoid that, try to find out your life's purpose. You're going to need to become indifferent to other people's opinion of you. It doesn't matter what somebody thinks about you as long as you think right about yourself. This goes for both the good and the bad opinions of other people. They can both be used as forms of validation if unchecked, and hence I would say do not do anything or any movement of yours which is to please someone. Do it for your own self. Well friends, that brings us to the end of this beautiful module on how to find your life's purpose. I'd like to conclude by saying that go out and get out of your comfort zone, do things that you genuinely love to do, find your life's passion, and you will see that you're on your path to finding your life's purpose. I do hope you have enjoyed listening to this particular module as much as we have enjoyed teaching this to you. Thank you very much for watching us and keep watching.